So we're going to learn a different format for writing and graphing a linear relationship. It's called standard form. I'm going to highlight this. So if you have a highlighter, it's probably a good idea. So we've already learned one way to write a linear equation and to graph it, and that's slope-intercept form, which, as you all know, is y equals mx plus b. And there's a different one. It's called standard form. You can see it right here. A times x plus b times y equals c. So those capital letters A, B, and C, write this down, are numbers. Specifically, they're integers. So, bless you. So um, they're integers, positive and negative whole numbers. Um, so let's get right into it. One of the things that we can do with this format for writing a linear equation is to easily find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So we've already talked about the y-intercept. The x-intercept is the same thing. It's the x-coordinate of a point where the graph crosses the x-axis, and it happens when y equals 0. So on this line here that they graphed, here is the x-intercept. It's where the line crosses the x-axis. And similarly, we've talked about the y-intercept before. That's the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. And the important fact here is x equals 0. And on this line, it happens here. Okay? So we're just going to look over how they graph this, and all you really need to know is how to solve a simple equation. Okay? So say we want to find first the x-intercept for this equation. We have an equation here, and we want to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and then we're going to use it to graph the line. So how many points do we need to make a line? How many points? Two. Two locations, right? So we're going to figure out how to find these two locations, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay. So first, let's find the x-intercept. So what we have to do is use the fact that y equals 0. So we have this equation, and what we're going to do is we're going to replace the y value with 0. So look at what they did. The original equation, you replace y with 0, and of course 0 times anything is 0, right? So what happens is you get 3x plus 0 equals 6, but then you don't need to have the 0 there. You just say forget about it, and we have a new equation. 3 times x equals 6. Well, 3 times what number equals 6? 2. So now we just figured out the value is 2. So the x-intercept is the number 2, and that means our coordinates are 2, and we already said y is 0. So there's this coordinate, 2, 0. So that's going to be the first step. Find the x-intercept. And then we're going to figure out the y-intercept. So you're going to go to the fact that on a y-intercept, x equals 0. So we're going to do that whole process again, but we're going to replace the value of x in that equation with 0. So 3 times 0 plus 2y equals 6. But 3 times 0 is 0, So really we have a new equation, 2 times y equals 6. And as we all know, 2 times 3 equals 6, so that means y equals 3. Okay. So our y-intercept is 0. So we have another coordinate. We know that x equals 0, so there, and then it's 0, 3. So now we figured out 2 points that are on the line, 2, 0, and 0, 3. And you plot the 2 points, 2, 0, 0, 3. And all you need are 2 points to make a line, so there's the line. So that's what we're going to practice today, is graphing equations that are written like this. Okay. All right, so let's practice this. Okay, so on the other side, we're going to actually do 4 of these. So everybody look at the other side. If you don't mind, I'm going to show you another method. It's basically the same thing. I'm going to show you a method to do this where it's not so much work. It's called the cover-up method. Okay? So this is the equation we want to graph. We're going to graph all of these equations. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to cover up first part of the equation and solve for x. Then we're going to cover up another part of the equation and solve for y. So it's going to take the effect of the 0. So if I do, to figure out the x-intercept, let's figure out the x-intercept. Okay. We're going to have to replace y with 0. What's 5 times 0? 0. So basically, you cover up the y portion. And I'm going to be left with 3x equals negative 15. So it's a very simple equation. 3 times something equals negative 15. So one way to solve this is doing a transformation, doing the opposite operation on both sides. You've done this before, I'm sure, in 6th and 7th. So let's solve this. So if this is 3 times x, I want to solve it by dividing, doing the opposite of multiplying. And what number should I divide on both sides? 3. You got 3 times something, so I want to divide by 3. The reason is these will cancel. Okay? And then I get x all by itself. And all I have to know how to do is divide negative 15 by 3. So what is negative 15 divided by positive 3? Negative 5. Remember, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So I have the coordinates for the first part. Negative 5, 0. That's the x-intercept. Okay? Now we're going to do the y-intercept. And we're going to cover up again. Because basically what we're going to do is use the fact that on the y-intercept, x equals 0. What's 3 times 0? 0. So that goes away. So you just cover up the x part. And you're left with 5 times y equals negative 15. That's our new equation. Okay? And now we're going to divide again. This time we're going to divide by 5. Because that's a value that's going to cancel that 5. We multiply. So now I have y equals whatever negative 15 divided by 5 is. What's that answer? Negative 3. Negative divided by positive is. So now we have our new coordinate. X is 0, so there's a 0, and y is negative 3. So let's find those 2 points, negative 5, 0, and 0, negative 3. Negative 5, 0 is right there, and 0, negative 3 is here. So we found the x-intercept and the y-intercept. All we need are 2 points to make the line. And here we are. So with this method, we don't have to worry about slope or anything like that. Okay? Any questions? Not too bad, right? Let's practice a few more. Here we go. Let's do number 2. So let's find the x-intercept. Let's cover up. Which one are we going to cover up for this? Negative 2y. So if I cover up negative 2y, all I have is 3x and negative 12. 3x equals negative 12. Okay. Let's divide to get rid of that 3. So we're going to divide by 3. So we have x equals negative 4. So our coordinates are negative 4, 0. We'll just plot that right now, negative 4, 0 right there. Okay, so let's cover up to get the y-intercept. So we cover up 3x. Now this is important. What do I have left if I cover that up? Be careful. What do I have in front of that? What's in negative 2y? The minus serves as a negative. So for the y-intercept, we have negative 2y equals negative 12. Okay? And let's divide. We do have to divide by negative 2. Whatever number is being multiplied with x, positive, negative, what have you, we have to divide by that exact number. I said x, right? It should be y in this case. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 will cancel because it makes 1. So this is y. How about negative 12 divided by negative 2? 6. Positive 6. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. So this time we have 0, 6. So we want, there's 0, 6 right there. And need 2 points to make a line. I got them. There's this line. So let's try a couple more. Okay, let's start with the x-intercept. We'll cover up negative 3y. If I cover up negative 3y, my new equation is going to be negative 4x equals negative 12. So go ahead and solve that. Let's figure out what x is going to equal. Okay, so it involves dividing negative 4 on both sides to solve our equation. So what is x going to be? 3. Again, we're doing negative divided by negative. So 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, right there. Oops. There's 3, 0. Okay. Let's find the y-intercept. Okay, using the cover-up method, what is the equation I'm going to use? Negative 3y equals negative 12. All right. And we're going to divide negative 3 on both sides. We will get what y equals. Negative, oh, positive 4, yeah. We're dividing negative 12 by negative 3. So this time we have 0, 4. So let's find 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. We have 2 points. Yes. X-intercept. Y-intercept. Let's get our equation for finding the x-intercept. What's it going to be? Negative 2x is 8. We'll divide by negative 2. X equals, I already heard, negative 4. Negative 4, 0. Oh, we're counting by 2's this time. So 4 would be here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Let's find, what's our equation for finding the y-intercept? Y equals 8. You cover up negative 2, x, and you just have y equals 8. So we get the y-intercept number right away, 0, 8. And since we're counting by 2's, 0, 8 would be 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. This is 0, 8. There we go. That's our equation. So today we're going to practice graphing equations that are written in this format, standard form. So we have an IXL on that. I think it's going to go pretty quick. Okay, guys. So let me close this.